Hi, this is Gene Basler. I'm in West Houston, Texas, and we're looking at a willow oak. I was called out because it has carpenter ants. I've said before in previous postings that I don't really regard carpenter ants as pests of trees, rather a welcome signal that I need to take a closer look at the tree because they are colonizing dead wood, and so the presence of decayed wood would not otherwise know about is signaled by the presence of the carpenter ants. But I'm a little perplexed here. I thought it was, and I may indeed be looking at carpenter ants. They were crawling all over the place before I pulled the grass out. Don't know my ants real super well. But there's powder everywhere, fresh powder everywhere. I'm going to show you how extensive this decay is. There's these small wounds. So this is callus live, callus response growth. This is dead. There's these little cankers, some of which little ants are crawling in and out of the cankers themselves. There's fresh white powder in here. So that tells me that powder post beetle or some other perimortem or postmortem is not that the tree is dead, it's that the decayed wood is dead. Because if you look at my finger, this is live, callus response growth. This is dead underneath it, and that's where the powder is. And I work my way around it. There is some white rot fungus here. But look at this. Some of this older powder is caked and muddy and browned out, but much of it is fresh and new. So I think there's there's some more white rot. It's been an increase in activity. Look at that. Dead, live, callus response. Boreholes. Live, dead. There's also, always keep an eye out. Don't assume because there's callus response growth that it's alive. It's quite common to see a retreating tiers of callus response growth where it died off and the new callus is farther back. So this was callus and I believe is now dead. This is possibly now dead because of this, and this might be the new line of callus growth. This is dead. This is callus response growth, but I think it's now dead. There's fresh powder all the way up to here. There's ant activity, and as I look in every single crevice, there's powder, and there's holes, and there's decay, and there's callus response. And I started over there. I'm working my way around the crown. Not quite as fresh, or at least not, it may be just as fresh, but it's not as white in color. It's light brown, or dark brown, as opposed to that white powder. Here's some more of that white rot. This is that, I think this is that one, what's that chestnut blight pathogen? I can't think of its name, but it's a saprophytic fungus on oak trees. Some more powder, bleeding canker. I'm working my way around the crown. This is probably old wounds from lawnmowers or possibly even weed eaters. This tree's been in this yard. The house is probably 45 years old. All right? So this is why you should never allow grass to grow up against the trunk of a tree. This should be bare soil all the way out to here. Should be big mulch bed, but okay. Here we got the ants crawling. I don't think I can improve the focus. Well, yeah, I think I can. Yeah, improve the focus a little bit there while filming. I don't know what kind of ants they are. I assume they're carpenter ants. They're going in and out. But you can see I've worked my way more than 50% of the way around the trunk, and I found all this decay and stuff all the way around. More here. So I don't know if they're fire ants. I think they almost kind of look a little bit like they got red head and thorax and black abdomen. So 70% of the way around the trunk of the tree. Do I think it's enough to warrant removal? No, I think that this is a boost in activity, that this tree just got recently discovered and there's just a surge of activity, but the decay's been present a long time. The weight has already been pruned out of the tree. I mean, they did significant crown reduction. Basically, let's be honest, they topped this thing. They didn't do the crown reduction the way I would have. They made a ton of big ugly stubs. So they significantly reduced the weight, but I still think we need a good, vigorous callus response mechanism, good decay compartmentalization. I think this tree doesn't need to be fertilized with some off-the-shelf tree fertilizer. It needs to be prescription fertilized. Take a look at this. The same folks reverse topped this ash. They stripped it up to here. It's kind of like the reverse of topping. But I think, I'm not going to be too critical of that because that ash tree is a tough thing to reduce the weight and wind sail on. I think they actually did a pretty good job on that one. And again, they correctly reduced the weight, so the strategy was correct. They significantly reduced the crown on this tree by, you know, 10 to 15 feet all the way around. I'm just not sure. I'm thrilled with the cuts that they made, but they did the right thing to the tree in the end. Thank you.